I wanted to let everyone know how Blueprint to Uniquely all came about. So my name is Andriette, and I've always been one who loved to make things. So a couple years back, Jesus gave me the idea to start a clothing brand named Jesus Anchor. What you're gonna see is I started making things for Jesus Anchor, getting everything going together. Just showing you little pieces of the things I've made. Was teaching myself how to sew and everything, market my things. Of course, I had to keep myself, in shape. So I enjoyed trying to stay healthy in the process of me doing my clothing line. I had to do street ministry, and I always was want to encourage people. But then life happened. When life happened, I had to move out of this apartment, and I moved in with a family member. Life was going on, and I was out at Skate Town skating, and having a good time, just enjoying life. In my transitional phase, and this happens. I break my ankle. It was a painful situation, but the Lord was with me, and I got through it. Through the trials that I was going through. As you can see, I got a lot of pins and rods in my ankle, but time went on and I began to heal. I was healing, gracefully, and things was turning around for me. But I had my days, I had my times and my struggles where, I just, felt so stuck. As you can see, I still had to do Bible study, through it all. I had my items, for when I move in storage, but the storage, molded all my, clothing items. So I had to start all over. And with me starting all over, I say, let me just get up and do something with myself. So I went on this cruise and, I started doing things again after the breakup, my ankle, after me losing all my business items for Jesus Anchor, my clothing line. And I began to just live life. And in the meantime, I had my car got totaled. And, with that being said, I had to finally move into my own place. And it was just a blessing. The Lord allowed me to move into my place. But I had an ideal. I said, instead of me, making my bedroom just a bedroom, I gave my daughter my bedroom set, and I decided that I was going to make my bedroom in this new place in office space because I had lost everything. I had lost everything pertaining to Jesus Anchor, and I love making things. So I said, you know what? I'm going to start a stationery shop. So that's what I did. As I began to make this place a home, that's when Blueprinted uniquely started coming into fruition, because I was always one that liked to make things and do things with my hands, be it making body butters, making jewelry. I've always had the ability to just look at a thing, teach myself something, and then I'll learn how to do it. It also helps that my dad is a artist himself. But anyways, Blueprint came along and I started, doing all things stationary. So this is me turning my room into a office space. This is where all my items are made. You see me working diligently,